Okay. So now let's discuss about what are the action types are available in vacation rule. So in previous step, right, we created vacation rule. We discussed how to create vacation rule. Now let's discuss what are the action types, and also let's see what are the difference between reassign and the delegate. So let's assume, right, for example, uh, let me add task, let's say requisition. Let me look for requisition approval. Okay. So now let's assume, right, whenever we are creating requisition, um, here is our uh, approval hierarchy. Let's assume we are using employee supervisor hierarchy. Okay. And these are my employees. Just assume, okay. And let's assume employee one is going to creating requisition and he has to take three levels of manager approval. That means if we create requisition, it will go to employee 2 and his manager employee 3 and his manager employee 4. Okay. So now how it will work? Let's assume E2 employee 2, he is the first approver, right? He is on vacation. Now he created vacation rule. He is going to reassigning all his notification to E5, or we will see if E2, if we create a vacation rule by using delegation, right? Let's say if we delegate to E5, what will happen? Let's see. For example, if you choose, right, reassign, what it means is um, once you create a reassign rule, it means it will write forward or maybe pass the task to the someone else. That means a user can reassign the task to another user for approval. So system, right? So if we use uh, reassign, whoever may be, right? Once employee one got created the requisition, so as employee two created a vacation rule by using option called reassign. So that means employee two won't receive any notification. So why? Because it is notification is going to reassigning to employee five, and also as it is reassigned from now onwards, system will use employee 5 hierarchy. That means once employee 5 is approved, as his manager is employee 6, it will go to employee 6 and employee 7. So that means if you use reassign option, this is the approval, right, list system will generate for your for the particular requisition. So this is about uh, a reassign. If you reassign means completely it will get reassigned to some other approver, and that approver, right, actual approver E2 won't receive any notification. Directly E5 will receive the notification, and the system will follow E5 hierarchy to generate the approver's information. Now what will happen to delegate? So if you are using delegating means, right, someone else address your task on behalf of you. In this case, still you will get the notification. Means, for example, I delegated to E5. That means E2 also will get the notification. In the form of work list, and E5 also will get the notification. If I remember correctly, only bell at bell icon, right? He won't get any notification, but in work list he will get. Maybe you people can cross check once. So both parties will get a notification and either one can approve. In this case, system won't follow E5 approval hierarchy. It will follow E2 hierarchy only. That means once E2 or maybe, right, if you are using delegation, E2 and E5 both will get a notification. Either one person can approve. So once they approve, it will go to E3, then it will go to E4. E4 for the further approvals. So this is how, right? So yeah, a reassign, this is the difference between a reassign and a delegation. If you go with reassign, completely your approval also going to change. As your notification is reassigning, you won't get any notification. So to whom system is assigning the notification, reassigning the notification, this hierarchy system will follow. But if you are using delegation, yes, both parties will get the notification. either one means E2 or E5 maybe, right, can approve, and it will follow normal hierarchy only, means E3, E4 only next approvals. That is the meaning of delegation. And we are having one more option called set output. That means if I want automatically during this period, right? If I want set automatically uh, option, then I can go with set outcome. You can choose either it's approve or maybe reject. So if I go with reject during this period, if I get any requisitions approval notification, system will automatically reject, or maybe it may automatically approve. That is the meaning of set outcome. And we are having one more option, no action, take no action. Name only saying, right, we are not going to taking any action during this period for a particular right task. So that means if I go with this one, what it means is whenever I receive any notification, right, on requisition, I am not going to taking any action. That means this requisition task won't reassign to anyone. So let's take an example, right? So use this option only when we are creating to create the exception rules. If you want to create any exception rules for your vacation rule, then you can go. Let's take an example for better understanding, right? Use this action to prevent, right, uh, uh, to prevent other, I mean, more general, basically, right? Anyway, let's take an example. With example, we will discuss further. So let's go to again Excel. See, for example, right? I want to reassign. Uh, Maybe during this period, I am going on vacation. I created one general rule, right? That means all tasks I created one rule. Here I selected all tasks and I created one rule, rule one. So now I am assigning all the tasks to, let's assume maybe something employee called maybe E9. But I don't want to assign maybe, right? For example, maybe requisitions, right? I don't want assign to employee 9, except requisitions, I want assign all. So that means what? So here, all notifications I have to assign except requisition. That means that except requisition is a exception, right? So how you will create exception? So in this case, what you will do? You will create one more rule called R2. So here you will select take no action and you will specify task name is requisition. That means whenever you are whenever you receive requisition notification, system won't assign those requisitions to employee name except requisitions. Every notification will go to employee name. Right? Okay. Let's take another example. Maybe within that also, right? Within one notification also, you can give sub conditions. Means, for example, let's assume all expense report, right? I created one rule for expenses. All expense report has to go to employee name. But particular employee, if we create any expense report, right? I don't want to reassign to employee name. So that means if employee 5 created, right? If he creates expense report, I don't want to assign those expense report notification to email. That means I will create one more rule called R2. There I will specify condition, right? Here task name is expense. I will click on one more user, creator, whoever may be creator. I will select creator is so and so employee 5 and to take no action. So that means whenever employee 5 is going to creating, for example, requisitions or maybe, right, in this case, right, for example, expense report, system won't perform any action. System won't take any action. That means it won't reassign or maybe won't delegate. But except that employee, for all employee notification, I mean, expense reports will get reassigned to whatever maybe I specified in rule 1, right? Accordingly, system will reassign or maybe delegate those expenses to the, in this case, Joe Roth. That is the meaning of take no action. So basically simple. So if you want, right, in this case, you are going to creating multiple rules. If you want to create any exceptions, then you will use this option called take no action. So these are the actions available uh, while creating expense rules. And we already discussed difference between what is the reassign and delegate. We already discussed. Set outcome also we discussed, and take no action also we discussed. Okay. So now what we will do in next video, we will discuss how to how right user can create vacation rules behalf of another user. Here you can say I'm not getting any option. You can see here only we are having uh, four options. Let's see. Hello.